Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Daily Downshift. My name is Nestor and today we're finally putting in the Recaro bucket seats into the G87 M2. Now, you guys probably would have already seen the video I made kind of talking about these, sitting in them, giving you guys my general impressions, weighing them, measuring, all that good stuff. Today's going to be basically the DIY install day. We also have this kit right here that we bought. This is from PCI. Passenger and driver side bracket. You got the sliders, the rails, the side mounts, all the screws that's necessary. So kind of like an IKEA installation job. Hopefully this doesn't take us too long, but there's like 8 sets of screws, so it might be a little bit of a process. So this is what it looks like. Obviously we open it up, cardboard thingy here, and then we have seat inserts, all black obviously, but the custom stitch we got is going to be on the seat as well, packaged really nicely with tons and tons of bubble wrap here. Oh. There we go. And there it is. There is the second one. I assume both are exactly the same, so we're not going to worry about which one's driver, which one's passenger. Very cool. There it is. And yeah, honestly, I love this design so much. I think it's going to contrast really well against the red that we have, and obviously spices up the interior a little bit. Interior on this car is pretty bland. It's not like the M3 and M4 where you can have like crazy color combinations for the interior. All you get is black with like small little colored accents. So this is going to be really nice in the interior, I think. Cool. Okay, so yeah, little instructions. We got some stickers.
So you fit in these as a custom fitment, or everyone going to fit in those?
Everyone fits in these.
Nice. Okay.
Fat boys, skinny boys.
So even if I'm 400 pounds, I'm good, right?
I don't know about 400 pounds, but
okay.
That's hot. That's so hot.
You sit in them yet or no?
Yeah, I've sat in everything.
Okay.
So. Oh man, this is nice. Hey. This is nice. Obviously, there's not many things you can do for a car to feel different. Like you can do springs to tighten up the suspension. You can change like the wheel, which is what you obviously interact with all the time. But seats is one of those things that you're always inside of. And so this is gonna give the car like a really different, more planted feel, I think. So I'm excited. Let's start this off by taking out the OEM seats and we'll work from there. Yeah, so there's 2 T50s in the back of the seats and then 2 in the actual front. Undo them on both sides. We're taking both seats out right now. Okay, so we got all 4 of these T50s out. I just disconnected the yellow wiring harness. There it is. The hard thing is like there's nowhere to grab this seat from. So you gotta be very careful, and this weighs like a good 60 pounds as well, so I gotta be very careful. Oh, come on, buddy. There we go. All right. Thankfully, you can just put these down because they're on the rails. Oh, yeah, we're gonna weigh these. These are like 65, I'd say, actually. Okay, and then in addition, we're gonna have to go ahead and take off this seatbelt receptacle. I think it's just being held in by this one T50 from the looks of it. We're gonna weigh the seat. I am 156.4. Let's see how much this weighs. It's gonna be a lot, that's for sure.
Looks like 213.
Yeah, 213. 57.4 pounds. So almost 60. So let's just call it 57 pounds. So yeah, pretty heavy. We'll see how much weight we save with the Recaros. Okay guys, we're back for day number 2, and this is actually 4 days in the future from the last clip when we started the video. And it turns out that the PCI kit that we bought is supposed to include absolutely everything in it, but it didn't. It doesn't include the bolts that go from the side mounts into the seats. To my knowledge, the Recaros and Sparcos use the exact same bolts. They're M8s times 1.25 and they're 20 or 25 millimeters in length. So to me, that's stupid. Really don't like that whatsoever. So everything was closed Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And so today's Tuesday. Finally got everything we need. And these are actually the bolts right here. I got it at a local store. These are 10.9 tensile strength. Oh, and here's another funny thing, and this really annoyed me. The bolt they give you doesn't even fit the receptacle, even though this is a BMW specific kit that I bought. So just to show you guys that this is the seat belt, obviously on a BMW car, and the bolt does not fit in. It's close, but it does not fit in. And so what I ended up having to do, spend 40 minutes filing down that stupid hole of the seatbelt receptacle just to get the bolt to fit. So that's my experience with them. Obviously the kit works, it's good. It's just, you know, a couple annoying things, so I can't really recommend it. I'd probably go for, if I had to redo this, I'd probably go with Mach Schnell, if I can even pronounce it right, or like VAC Motorsports or whatnot. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue this build. So I'm realizing now that it's probably a lot easier to screw these bad boys on with these off the actual seat, because you kind of have to get underneath the seat if you do this all on it. So we're gonna put it on after. Put the seatbelt spacer on. We got the captive screw underneath. We have 1, 2 washers and the nuts on it. Don't do it too tight. You still want to move this around. Don't do it too tight. The regular spacer on this side, same deal. You know, you got the washers and the nuts, and you're doing the same over on this other one. Now that we have everything kind of put together like this, we can then put it onto the seat and kind of measure everything for the bracket. Next up, just because it's convenient, we're gonna go ahead and install these PCI little tags into the side of these mounts, just to give it that nice little visual. They're gonna go on just like that, and you need a super, super tiny tool here. Tighten that up. Okay, now let's do the other side. And so this is kind of what I'm going for here. We went for the top hole and we went for the second hole. This is all very movable on both sides. That way we can kind of play around with the bracket and see exactly what's going to fit the best. So let's go ahead and throw the bracket on. This is how the bracket's going to sit. So as you can see, you need to line up that first hole. You need to line up this hole right there. There's a third hole and there's the fourth hole. So it looks like we're going to be going into this center hole right here, the second one. And on this side, it looks like we're going to be going into the third hole based on how everything lines up. Gold bolts with the gold nuts with a washer that you guys can't see, but I promise you there's a washer there for the corners. So that's what you're gonna do for all 4 corners. And then for the one that's closer in, that goes directly into a hole rather than like a sliding hole, you just wanna use the silver bolt with no washer and a gold nut. You're gonna repeat that obviously on both sides of both of the actual sliders. Leave it nice and loose, because once again, we are gonna be kind of test fitting this quite a little bit. Now what I'm gonna do off camera right now is figure out exactly how wide I want all this stuff to be, how far in or out I want this to be. And once I have that, I'm gonna bolt everything down very, very tightly and then throw it onto the seat. Okay, so this is what it looks like from the underside. I went ahead and tightened everything. You got the 13 mil wrench right there. I wanna just make sure that I tightened these guys really, really firmly. So I'm gonna once again go over these, make sure they're ultra tight. So I got the manual slider right here in. There's basically 2 holes in this manual slider, one on the left, one on the right, and you just have to align it with a little bump in there. There's a tiny little clip that goes inside the hole on both sides, and then you just want to make sure that it goes into place. You can even hit it with a mallet, which is what I did, and that helps put it in nicely. So this is kind of the finished product that we have right now for the bucket seat. We have the seat. We have all 4 of these hooked up from the PCI side mounts to the seat itself. I basically used an M8 times 1.25, and it's 25 millimeters long. Actually, I think it's 20 millimeters long. And then I have a metal washer here, and then I have a rubber washer on the other side. For the rubber washers, I'm basically just using these. You can pick these up at Home Depot. And then obviously, you know, everything else is fully assembled. Now, what we're gonna do is use these bad boys for the actual mounts into the floor. It's very difficult to get the T50 bit into this, because obviously once you put it down, it's being blocked by the metal all around, and so that's why we have to use these guys right here. See, we got the seatbelt done as well. I had to file the seatbelt receptacle to make it work, but obviously we kind of stuffed it in here. That way we can utilize it, and the belt kind of goes across the body of an individual. I went ahead and zip tied these cables together so they're nice and tidy. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and weigh ourselves here. 156 on the dot, and that is with the camera. So come along for the ride here with me. Step on the scale, and we're looking at 189.4 pounds, guys. 189.4. Okay guys, so these seats weigh 33.6 pounds. So let's go ahead and do times 2 and that is going to give us the weight of both seats, the brackets, and everything included, all the hardware. We're looking at 67.2 pounds, and in a second I'm going to do the math and give you guys the weight of the OEM seats. I think we just lost a lot of weight. Okay guys, I watched the footage back. One OEM seat is 56.6. Let's go ahead and do times 2. 113.2 pounds for both those juicy big boys over there. Let's do the honors here, minus the 2 Recaros, 67.2. Boom, we saved 46 pounds with the Recaro seats in the car, ladies and gents. Also, we have to fix this seatbelt really quickly, and I'll show you how to do that. So for this seatbelt, what we're gonna be doing is removing this little plastic cover, and the plastic cover is going to expose, it looks like a T50. Now, the reason why we're undoing this is because we want the seatbelt to go through one of the side bolstering pulls of the seat, and you guys will kind of see what I mean in just a second here. Okay, and we're just gonna leave it as is right here in the corner. All right, let's throw the seat into the car. Okay. Alrighty guys, and so we got them bolted down nicely. Seatbelt is gonna go through here. I just need to go ahead and attach it over on that side, and then yeah, just screw it in. Looks like we have just enough clearance. As you can see, it's not hitting anything. The seat's in there super nicely. You can move it back and forward. Let's hop in the driver's side. Getting in here is always challenging because you don't want to scrape up this bad boy right here, so I use the door sill just as kind of like a handle to move myself in here. And then for the seatbelt, this is what I was talking about. As you guys can see, I can grab it from right here because it loops through this hole. And then I actually have the receptacle in this other hole right here. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I have it right there. Just plug it in like that. And as you can see, it's a pretty OEM look, man. I like it a lot. I'm held in place super nicely, and I think it's time to take a nap after a really long weekend of trying to install these, running around for screws and bolts. I'm super happy with them, man. Let me know what you guys think, obviously, of the design. I have a bunch of error codes that are coming up on my screen right now. For the time being, they're not bothering me, but I'm gonna have to figure out a way to code them out. The only thing I'm really missing is I don't have heating on my seats, but honestly, I'm really not gonna need that whatsoever. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you guys think of them, and I may do like a follow-up video in the future, a month from now, just to kind of give you guys my opinions on the seat and if I think they're comfortable long-term. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.